Hi guys, I'm back up here with another collective message. Remember, all messages are not for all, they're for some. Take what you need and leave the rest, as well as we got that slot open for personal readings. If you feel guided or interested in purchasing one of those, you know what to do. DM me, come fuck with your girl, okay? As well as drop a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys and start a discussion. As well as let's go and share these vids, man. Let's get this divine knowledge out here for the collective so we all can get on one accord, okay? So that's about it. So we'll not be on screen with you guys, just speaking to you guys. Get the message, okay? So the message has to do with developing and creating dialogue with oneself, okay? When we talk about dialogue, right, it's about getting within, you know how we always speak about the still space, okay? The meeting God at the still space. It's about you meeting God at the still space, meeting yourself in the still space, going to that park bench, right? Sitting down with yourself, good, bad, and ugly. You know what I'm saying? This is that type of energy when it comes to creating the dialogue that you need with yourself. So yeah, so like, I'm not going to get too deep in it, but it came up in a personal reading. It came up in a personal reading about dialogue and about discovering oneself through dialogue, okay? Tapping into oneself, okay? So what came up within that reading that sticked out and what God's bringing back to my attention for the collective is to think about 9/11, right? Think about 9/11, right? It's not about what's behind it, this conspiracy behind it, or whatever y'all believe behind it. Take the analogy where it stays, okay? So when we think about 9/11 and when those towers fell, right? We're thinking about the aftermath of those towers, okay? So we have all the rubbish on the ground, everything's fallen, everything's cool, right? Let's think about those police officers, those firefighters, all the first responders. Think about all the first responders that had to go in to that rubbish to go find life, right? Right? They had to go in and find life, to go see if there was life within that rubbish, right? And being a first responder, I can imagine in that time thinking the traumatic shit that you could possibly see. Not only that I don't know if I will come out of this alive going in, right? If we think about that analogy. But at the end of the day, as being people who serve the community and people who serve, right, being a first responder in a sense, right, you still have to go into the rubbish and go find life, right? So thinking about that analogy, it's like when you have a tower moment in your life, when your personal twin towers fall, right? When your own shit crumbles on top of you, right? Or in front of you, let's say more like that, where you first start off in the Five of Cups, mourning what has died, mourning what has fell, right? In front of you, right? And then there's a moment that you tap into the Hermit, right? You get to the Hermit, right? And we all know that the Hermit is the man with his cloak on and his little lantern, and he's walking through darkness, right? And that imagery, that symbolism symbolizes you going into the rubbish of your own personal twin towers to find life. Okay? That's how what is being downloaded to me is to tap into your own rubbish, tap into what has fallen and dive deep into that space to find what is alive, what is still moving, what is still breathing, what is still usable, right? This is that type of energy when it comes to creating dialogue with oneself. To create dialogue with oneself is to meet within that space and bring your higher self and your lower self, the shit you don't really like about yourself, right? Bring that all up to the surface. Bring that all up for the word I'm hearing, examination. Yes, that's the type of energy here. You want to think about court and think about just the court system and the justice system in general, right? The justice system in general, right? We have a prosecutor, and we have the defendant, and we have the judge, and we have the jury, right? To tap into true, let's say it like this, to tap into true enlightenment, to tap into true ascension, is to bring both the arguments of the defendant and arguments from the prosecutor, right, up to the stand, and bring that evidence up to surface, so that the jury can make a honest, unbiased verdict, right? This is that could come up with a verdict, right? To determine if the necessary moves or the necessary plan of action that needs to be done, right? That's how you need to move, how we all need to move when it comes to healing and when it comes to expansion and ascension on our personal paths. This all has to do with creating that dialogue to see both sides of oneself, going within that rubbish and going to find what's alive within that space. Because if you cannot go within that space to go find what is alive, you will, first of all, be stuck in a space of stagnancy, first and foremost. Spiritually death, right? This is that type of energy. You kill your dreams, you kill your aspirations, you kill unspoken, unfound talents that you have for oneself, without going into those spaces and taking a look in those spaces. So it's about going within those spaces and really diving deep within those spaces and understanding those spaces, okay? All right. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I feel like that's good. That's where the channel, where the divine wants it to be. Remember, guys, if you feel guided or interested in purchasing a reading, you know what to do. DM me. We can get you set up. Come fuck with your girl, okay? As well as drop a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. Let's start the discussion. As well as let's go to share these vids, man. Let's get this divine knowledge out here for the collective so we all can get on one accord, okay? I want you guys to have a good day or a good night. Stay up and bye-bye.